हेलो एवरीवन, इन दिस एपिसोड वी लर्न अबाउट वेडिंग प्लानिंग। आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट है उनको अराउंड 30 ईयर प्लस एक्सपीरियंस है। तो वी स्टार्ट विद अमेजिंग जर्नी ऑफ गेस्ट।
Hi, this is Srikant Kanoi. I'm from Ethereal Celebration Management based out of Bangalore. And today I'm in the city of Jaipur along with this fine young gentleman by the name Mr. Pawan. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, to giving your time. How you start your event career like?
So I started pretty young in life. I was just around 22. We started something with a plant-based floral and bonsais under one shop. Then we had a tissue culture laboratory. And then we moved into floriculture in 91. I shifted to Bangalore from Kolkata. Family business is basically TT estates. And we started one of the first floriculture projects of South India, greenhouse floriculture project. And that unfortunately being one of the pioneers in floriculture, there was a lot of learnings, there was a lot of takes, काफ़ी गलतियाँ हुई, काफ़ी चीज़ सीखे, but जब प्रोडक्शन आया तो there were no buyers during the off season and flowers वेस्ट आ रहे थे. So around 91 शुरू करके 97 we closed our floriculture, but flowers के साथ अब 6 साल का relationship बन चुका था. And there was discuss and employment in our family business at the tea estate. Parents were, there were 4 of them behind 3 tea gardens, and there were 8 cousins, and my children were going to very fine schools in Bangalore, and to shift back everything to Kolkata at that point of time seemed trifle difficult. So I got into something which I thought was the best, and I moved into floral decoration in weddings. वो शुरू हुई थी I think around 97. And from there the journey has continued.
Okay, share your first experience, like कोई ऐसी wedding बताइए जो आपको remarkable moment set करती हो, like starting में.
Starting with, so the first few things were more so for friends, relatives, helping them out with the housewarming, or if they were having an event, say at a palace ground, setting up their stalls, etc. And I remember a client walking into our place. We always had, since we had a floriculture project, we always had flowers around. And since we had flowers around, we had a few of these Bengali gentlemen, and they are the best craftsmen across the country where flowers and catering, etc. is concerned. And in-house flowers हमेशा रहती थी. And there would be people who would come in to buy flowers from us. And one lady once came in and she liked what she saw, and she said, Ki, I'm having an engagement in the family. Can you help us with it at the Hotel Windsor Manor? And that was the first kind of event which we did. If I look back at it, obviously you are never satisfied with the first work, but taking the first step is always very important. You cannot wait for the perfect moment. And because of that, something very different and exciting happened. I got a call from another gentleman a couple of months later saying that I've got a wedding in the family and can we meet regarding the same. And I met him again at the Windsor Manor, ITC Windsor Manor, and he had 5-6 different events at different venues, and I was kind of surprised. I said, "आपको हमारे बारे में कैसे मालूम पड़ा?" So उन्होंने कहा कि this gentleman from the banquet manager at the hotel, he referred your name. And I looked at the gentleman and I said, हम तो आपको जानते भी नहीं हैं, तो आपने मेरा रेफरेंस कैसे दिया?
Okay.
तो उन्होंने कहा कि सर, आप जो पहले वाले इवेंट कर रहे थे, आप जो शिद्दत से कर रहे थे वहाँ पे, हमें लगा कि आप डिलीवरी कर सकते हो. Which was very nice of him. I mean, to come across and recommend someone with whom you don't even know, such a beautiful thing to do. And yes, so the ball did start rolling out there. The budgets were ridiculously low, but yes, there was an opportunity for me to first and foremost do something so important for a person's for an important event in a person's life. उनकी बेटी का शादी, and he thought about us to give us an opportunity. Budget comes बाद में वो, I mean, the learning experience out there was so much more better, and so we started from there, and it helped us create a portfolio for us, all the different events for a Hindu wedding ceremony, and different locations.
Okay.
And most of his events were happening at the 5-star properties in Bangalore at that point of time. And yes, एक के बाद एक.
So कौन सी year में start किया आपने?
97 is we started, and by 2000, so we started basically doing decor in weddings, and then you realize that just doing the decor I mean, it was pointed out to me uh, by a very important family member, saying
Okay.
that, and we need to understand that that is a generation, almost 2 generations back, and he said that you are from an industry and service industry में जा रहे हो and ये फूल का काम कर रहे हो, जब बच्चे बड़े होंगे तो who would like to take your daughter's hand in marriage or give their daughter to your family, and वो जमाना अलग था.
And who is your mentor, sir? Like आपके mentor कौन थे starting में?
My parents, my father, my mother.
Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
And so when you're coming in from a family of industrialists, there is so much to learn from elders. There is so much to learn from your relatives, your uncles, and yes, I was learning the ropes in a service industry. पहले बार उसमें काम में उतरे थे, and it has been an interesting journey. And service industry is so different than a manufacturing industry. But you live and you learn.
And like share your first experience, like wedding का कुछ.
So something very funny happened. Budget was very low, and but we knew the time available to us was decent. We were working well in advance, and the client's relative was an event planner from Mumbai, and he was kind of on our head through and through कि ये ऐसे करना चाहिए, and I would tell him कि see, I know what I'm supposed to do. The end picture is very clear in my mind, and I've got enough and more time. And when we are creating a landscape or when we are creating a backdrop, it is like an oil painting. I mean, it really is like an oil painting. Wherein जब तक आप final outline नहीं देते हो, जब तक आप finishing नहीं करते हो, the proper impact doesn't come through. And you work across for 4-5 hours, but that fine tuning, the finishing comes in the last 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I'm talking about one specific space. If you're talking about different spaces, but each space has this thing that you start and then you build on it and then you do a completion. And he was kind of getting upset and he was losing his control on his emotions, which was obviously not being appreciated by me and my team members.
Okay.
And I told him, sir, this is not acceptable. Please keep your voice and tone down. But he, in spite of that, he again did the same, and with one of the lady members in my team. And at that point of being the first event, we had not taken an advance. All the payment was to be made after the event was over.
Okay.
And that was the last event, reception. And so I told my team that this gentleman doesn't know how to talk. We are stopping our work and we are moving out. Obviously, I will not do something like this today. You mature over a period of time, but the way a person was talking to me at that point of time was not acceptable. And so I told my team, let's move out. And then the gentleman whose daughter was getting married, he came forward and he said, what happened, Kanoi ji? I said, I still have a couple of hours to hand over and this gentleman is getting upset. And I know what has to be done and I know what I've promised you. And there is a way to put your point across, not the way he's doing it. And he explained, he said, please up, mind mat kariye, main unko samjhata hu. And end result, everything was fine, everything was perfect. And it's the way a person talks.
Okay.
आप प्यार से बोलिए, काम
हो जाएगा.
बहुत हो जाता है यार. आप गुस्सा करके बोलते हो, काम नहीं होता.
Correct.
And everyone needs to learn that there is a way of talking to any person.
Sir, share some key skills like related if I start my like wedding planning or like wedding business. So मुझे कौन-कौन सी चीजें ऐसी ध्यान रखनी होगी जो मेरे बिजनेस को आगे ग्रो करे?
So the first thing is internal.
Yes.
आप कैसे हो? What are your interpersonal skills? What are your ethics? Ethics strong होना बहुत जरूरी है किसी भी लाइन में. इस लाइन में भी ethics strong होनी बहुत जरूरी है. आप कैसे बात करते हो? Are you able to portray a sense of confidence to your client when you're talking to them? उन्हें भी समझ में आना चाहिए कि even if you're a newcomer, your voice, the delivery, your purpose, your intent, your eyes should speak along with your voice that हाँ मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, मैं करके दूँगा. तो we need to remember this is one of the most important event in your client's life, and he has many expectations from you as a planner to take forward that event. For him to build that confidence in you, it's very important that you have that confidence on yourself.
Yes.
So even if you're coming in for the first time to do it independently, you need to have built up that experience either as an intern working for a long period of time. Uh, Nowadays, a lot of courses are available, a lot of colleges are there which teach you how to go about wedding planning. It's very important that you learn as to what are the aspects of wedding planning and the courses behind that. Theory is also very important. Then there comes a practical wherein you do an internship. Better still, you do a job 6 months to a year on the lower side with established wedding planning companies wherein you learn the ropes. And imagine you are learning and you're getting paid for the same when you're working for someone. But that will, and not only at one stream, one area. You need to understand how production works. You need to understand how sourcing works. You need to understand vendor management. You need to understand client servicing. You need to understand how presentations are to be done. The entire gamut, because wedding is an industry in itself today. आप खाली decor का नहीं बात करते. You're bringing in 30-40 different elements into a wedding as a wedding planner. You're talking about sound, light, stage, backdrop, transportation, logistic, bridal wear, photographer, caterer, ticketing, logistic. It's a big range of thing which you're coordinating, and it's a dynamic thing. What is good today may not be good a couple of years later. You need to evolve as time evolves. You need to bring in the latest trends. You need to be on top of it. You need to know what is being appreciated, what is the style quotient which is going on, what are the colors which are moving in, which flowers are the ones which is in fashion. Lot of things which becomes natural for you. I mean, once you're working on these things, it becomes part of you. It's easier for you to then relate. You need to spend a particular point of time on a daily basis or a weekly basis catching up with what's happening in the industry across the world.
Okay. Sir, share some like unexpected experience जो आपके साथ हुआ कभी wedding में.
कई बार होती है.
Okay.
You plan ahead. So what I like to do for the longest time possible is, if मेरे को venue मिल रहा है, I would rather go a day earlier, work the night, have the team work the night, be there with the team, and ensure 70% of your work is done in the night itself, and the floral work and all is taken up subsequently. Because कई बार क्या होती है, if you are not there at the venue in time, आपको वेन्यू टाइम से नहीं मिलता है. इवेंट खत्म हो गया, क्लाइंट चले गए, लेकिन पुराने वाले वेंडर अपना सामान नहीं निकाले टाइम से. ड्यूरिंग ट्रांजिट, once in a while there could be a problem with the transport vehicle. Certain vendors may not come on time. Last minute, आप क्या करोगे? But if you are working with a few hours in hand, and God forbid if there is a genuine issue with one channel partner or a vendor, because of your contacts in the industry and the way you have been working with everyone, you can reach out to another channel partner. Why don't you please come and help me out here, because this gentleman for whatever reason is not being able to make it. Last minute issues कहीं से आ सकती, you never know. You just need to be prepared with a plan B and a plan C. You need to have reliable set of people who work with you as a team, and then it's like.
So just like you say team, so networking कितनी important है, like as a wedding planner you have a team, so coordination कितना important होता है?
तो coordination अलग चीज, networking अलग है.
Okay.
Networking है, coordination is when you have taken on an event and you are coordinating with your different set of people, etc. Networking is again two types. One is the client networking, one is the your peers networking. Peers networking, also networking with your channel partners. Both are equally important. If you are working with your peers, other wedding planners, collaborating, networking with them, आप उनसे भी 10 चीज़ सीखते हैं. अगर आप उनको एक चीज़ सिखाते हो तो आप उनसे 10 चीज़ सीखते हो, because it's a group of people. It's I would always say that become a part of an association, attend conferences which has of your industry, because आप जब लोगों से मिलते हो तो this is one of the best ways to understand what is working, what is prevalent in the market, what is prevalent in the industry, क्या चीज़ सही जा रही है, क्या चीज़ obsolete हो गई है. You problems ना common रहते हैं.
Yes, sir.
You just need to replace yourself with another person. Problems almost सब जगह same ही रहती है.
Correct.
Most of 80% of the problems are the same. So when you've got multiple people talking about the same problem, you arrive at a solution faster. Someone has already solved that issue. So when you're meeting that person, he's already giving you a solution to it. You don't have to traverse the entire path on your own when you have got industry peers to help you out. And you, if you have solved a problem, you need to share that with the industry. Then comes your clients. अब client के साथ confidence build up बहुत जरूरी है. You cannot go and do a job as a one time. You are building a relationship for generations. That is what you should strive for. You become a family member. You want to be there with them. They need to reach out to you and they know that yes, मैं इनको कुछ बोलूँगा ये मेरे, I have to tell him and it's done. And also when you get to know your client very well and you understand वो इस line से आते हैं, you are in a position to also help your clients connect with other people who may be looking at his product. Maybe he's a manufacturer for something. So those things you'll be able to help a person, your clients also, by putting them across to probably their set of buyers when you're meeting someone else.
Okay.
Maybe someone is into furnishings and you are going across and meeting a client and because the wedding is around the corner, उनको अपना furnishings change कराने, and you know that this gentleman is wonderful and you have spent 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months with the entire family and you know that yes, this person is his product is good and he can be trusted. You would love to share his details and his connects with your other planner and with your other planners also and with your other clients also.
As a wedding planner, आपको कौन-कौन सी चीजें like arrangements में रखनी होती है सर?
Everything which goes into making a wedding, all factors needs to be checked, rechecked. I believe on an Excel sheet a lot. All जो भी pointers discuss हुई है client के साथ, everything should be part of your Excel. Line items should be there. People responsible for that should be a part of the line item. What is the delivery date? What is the delivery time? What are the payment schedules? What are the deliverables from each channel partner? Everything should be there on Excel sheet, a master Excel sheet, and then sub Excel sheets for each and every different vendor. And you take it forward from there.
Okay.
And always, always, always under promise, over deliver. Never over promise, under deliver.
Okay.
There's an element of surprise for the client when he or she walks in कि उन्होंने आपको 30 items they are discussed and you are delivering 34, 35 items, or you have discussed an X size of product but you're giving them an X plus 1 size or the number of. It's always a nice feeling for a client to walk in and see that अरे वाह, हमने जितना मांगा था हमें उससे बेसी मिला है. Okay. यार हमने तो मांगा था तो दिया ही नहीं. So there's a lot of difference. That first impression when a client or when the bride or the groom walks in, or the parents or the family members walk in, उनका जो पहला अनुभव है, that first impression is very important.
Yes. Client की expectations होती है, like क्या आप उस चीज को fulfill कर पाते हैं?
See, budgets play a very important role in a wedding, and for the longest time possible, I've always used this example. I would always tell a client when I'm meeting up with them that आप अपना budget हमारे साथ share करिए. We are working as a team. And the example which I give them is, if you're looking for a flat and I show you a bungalow, or if you're looking for a bungalow and I show you a villa, or if you're looking for a villa and I show you a palace, there will always be a mismatch. There will always be a mismatch. And alternatively, maybe you have a budget for a palace and I'm showing you a flat. So आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा ये कर क्या रहा है.
Correct.
So every price point has a certain deliverable to it, be it from the decor aspect, be it from the venue aspect, be it from the photographer, be it the food items, the number of items, the brand, the experience which a person is bringing into the industry. Everything comes at a particular price point, and it's always nice, it's very important that the client and the planner, they discuss this in length. And हम client को एक और चीज़ बोलते हैं कि अगर आप, if you're planning to spend 100, discuss a 70 or a 75 with your planner. Keep that 20, 25, 30 as a backup, because most of the time you have not talked about a couple of key elements which probably have got missed out, or certain last minute additions have happened, that those expenses just move in, or last minute demands comes in from a few relative and you need to take care of that. So always keep that 20, 25, 30% in hand when you are talking to any planner for contingencies.
Okay. So sir, venue कैसे decide होता है? Like client बताता है venue या फिर as a event planner आप suggest करते हैं venue?
दोनों होती है, and venue is one of the most important aspect of a wedding. Venue सही रहा तो 50% of your problem is taken care of, and every venue. I also call myself a venue influencer.
Okay.
As a venue influencer, it is, and I do a B2B and a B2C out there. I help fellow wedding planners, MICE planners to identify the right venue for them. उसके लिए भी काफ़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ी है. Last three and a half years, I spent a lot of time working with different venues, going and checking out different venues, spending a night out there, understanding the vibe of a property, the DNA of a property, and again, I'll give you an example. If you know the Jaipur market, the hotels in Jaipur, if you are looking at a royal wedding in Jaipur, what would be your first choice?
I think Rambagh Place.
Rambagh Palace, perfect.
Yeah.
Taj property, old, fantastic property, and the rooms, the spaces, everything is amazing. And if you're looking at a fun wedding, what would be your first choice?
I don't know, sir.
Leela Palace is one of the choices, fun choices. Mediterranean look, architecture is also beautiful, open spaces, covered area, again a beautiful property to work at. And let's presume you're looking at a venue, or you have a vibe wherein fun element भी बहुत होनी चाहिए और architectural royalty भी दिखनी चाहिए. So which would be your choice? Fairmont.
Okay.
Fairmont has an element of both. It's not that कि हम Fairmont, it's not that मैं लीला में I cannot recreate royalty आराम से हो सकती है, and it's not that रामबाग में I cannot create the fun element, but there each property has a vibe attached to it.
Okay.
And people may agree or may not agree with me कि नहीं, we have other properties which gives up, and everyone is obviously entitled to their own opinion. This is just an example. मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि हर प्रॉपर्टी से आपको एक वाइब मिलता है.
Correct.
एंड हर क्लाइंट का एक एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि हमें आई वांट टू डू दिस काइंड ऑफ अ वेडिंग, एंड वी नीड टू देन अंडरस्टैंड एक तो कितने गेस्ट आ रहे हैं आपके, डू द प्रॉपर्टी हैव दैट नंबर ऑफ रूम्स, आपके कितने सारे इवेंट्स है, does the property have that many options available, what time of the year are you having the wedding, if it is during the summer months, Jaipur probably may not be the best choice, obviously.
No.
Unless of course they've got enough and more inside spaces, more than a couple of at least a couple of big halls and a few smaller halls to take care of the event. So obviously the venue plays a very important role for any wedding.
Okay.
Any wedding.
सर वो एक टर्म आजकल काफी फेमस है, डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग. लाइक
ये तो बहुत पुरानी चीज, नई चीज नहीं है. डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अब तो मोदी जी ने कहा है वेड इन इंडिया, विच इज अगेन अ वेरी गुड इनिशिएटिव. दिस विल हेल्प build India. It will help build the tourism sector. It will, and the kind of infrastructure build up which is required will involve so many different agencies. The money is being kept within the country, and you're using the money which is being spent by people in developing India in itself, and giving many other options also, hopefully going down that line by the government of India, that we do not stick only to a Jaipur or a Udaipur or a Jodhpur or a Mussoorie or a Goa or a Cochin or Bangalore or Hyderabad. These are a few new ones. Vishakhapatnam, Mahabalipuram. We still need a lot more destinations within India, because India may have got
many places.
The other day we came across a presentation by people from Ladakh. It's beautiful. Kashmir.
Okay.
So कई सारी जगह में the infrastructure is not ready. Lakshadweep, PM Modi वहाँ पे गए थे, तो there's a lot of interest in that, but connectivity का issues है, hotels के issues है. So, but the ball has got rolling. Now that the ball has got rolling, the government, the tourism sector, the infrastructure, everything has to be built now to ensure that it becomes a seamless operation, a seamless event for any couple and the planners and the channel partners associated with that event. The length and breadth of India has enough and more opportunities to create newer destinations, to come up with जब आप नए cities बना सकते हो, when you can make a new state capital, we can always create a new destination in India.
सर लाइक किसी भी इवेंट को सक्सेसफुली रन करने के लिए प्रोसेस होता है, सो वो प्रोसेस आप शेयर करिए कि क्लाइंट बजट से लेके प्लानिंग से लेके उस इवेंट को सक्सेसफुली कैसे रन किया जाता है. लाइक
गुड क्वेश्चन Pawan. We have already discussed budgets play a very important role. We have already discussed venue play a very important role. The choice of a wedding planner is also very important. Every planner comes with a certain years of experience behind them, line of work behind them, the exposure, and they accordingly have a price band attached to the experience which they bring forth onto the table. When you close a wedding planner, you are in a way taking care of a whole lot of your sharing your problems or sharing your event with a person who's having many years of experience, and he or she then helps you as a team to take forward the entire event. And with youngsters, with the age now increasing year by year, पहले काफ़ी कम उम्र में शादी होती थी, but अब both the boys and the girls, specifically in the metros, it's rising. And why? Because financial independence is kind of becoming a must for the girl, and more so with the cost of living going up, you need two earning members, so both the male and the female are working, and one thing leading to another, the marriageable age is increasing year on year, which automatically means that when they're coming in, they've got financial independence, they have got a firm thought on how they want their marriage to happen, vis-a-vis earlier years wherein the bride would be in the region of 18 to 20 and the gentleman in the region of the groom in the region of 20, 24, 22, 24, 25, and parents taking a call. आज के दिन couples themselves are taking a lot of call कि हमें ये चाहिए, हमें ये नहीं चाहिए, और नहीं चाहिए जो is also equally important, because you know what you want, and then as a team with the right choice of planner you work towards the same. So you have taken care of, you have a budget in hand, you have a venue in hand, you have the theme or the type of wedding you want to do. Venue also includes a destination. Then you bring in all the channel partners, the right photographer, the caterer. Many of the venues have catering in-house. Most of the 5-star venues do. And you may be allowed a few dishes from outside. Then you also have the logistics coming in, the RSVP, the choreographer, the sangeet, the celebrities, the bridal makeup, it's an unending list. माने आप जो सोच सकते हो, it's like you are creating a mini economy in a wedding with so many various aspects of a wedding, of channel partners which become a part of this wedding. And as a planner, हमारा कर्तव्य यही होता है कि based on a client budget, we first and foremost demarcate the budget into different heads, which also includes the number of guests which is coming in. And based on that, we work it backwards for the client कि आप इतना range रखिए आप ये सब चीज़ में. And as I mentioned earlier to you, if you have a spend of 100, take 75 into account.
Yes.
and keep 25 as contingency. And always remember, the planner is a friend. Planner is your 3 a.m. friend. आप उन्हें कभी भी phone कर सकते हो. Always remember that planner is there to help you make your wedding a dream wedding. They are equally invested or more so invested in ensuring the success of your wedding, because उनका future आपका successful wedding के ऊपर depend करता है. You are only as good as your last event. So a planner is always striving to ensure that उनके हाथ में जो responsibility है, they deliver beyond what they have promised the client.
सर अभी आपने एक टर्म बोली चैनल पार्टनर्स. सो हाउ लाइक वेडिंग प्लानर्स कैसे चैनल पार्टनर डिसाइड करते हैं कि उनको एक अच्छा वर्क मिल सके ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन? लाइक
channel partners is basically based on the kind of experience you have had. I mean, आप जितना साल उनके साथ काम करते हो, जितने साल your other people are working with different vendors, आपके association में है, you meet different planners on a regular basis also, because of the fact that you're part of different associations. You meet them across different conferences. You meet channel partners also across. You get reviews about them from different planners. You try them out on your own wedding. If a person is good, you normally like to work with that person for an extended period of time. You also have these wedding platforms, weddingsutra.com and WedMeGood, and obviously not all the channel partners would be a part of it, but you get something to start with. And then there's Google also. You just go and type top wedding planners or top caterers. You can do localized, you can do cuisine wise, and you have a problem आज के दिन इसी का है, that there's so much of choice. For a person who's not part of that industry, you can get lost. जैसे अब पुराने जमाने में if you would go to a wholesale street, you do not know which one to go to because there's so many of them. So what do you normally do? आप जिनके साथ रिश्ता बना चुके हैं, आप उनके पास जाते हैं, and that person is also aware of the fact that he's coming to me because of trust. So even I need to continue giving, ensuring that he doesn't lose his faith and trust in me by ensuring that he gets the product at the best possible price. Similarly, out here, इतने सारे channel partners आ गए हैं. Every day new ones are mushrooming. There's so many choices now available online that at times your mind can get bogged कि मैं किसके साथ जाऊँ.
Right.
And here again, when you have a planner on board, and even if that planner does not work with a channel partner, he would be in a better position to find out from his network as to वो बंदा या बंदी का काम कैसा है.
Right.
How reliable is he? How price appropriate is he? And take it forward with the client based on that.
How to build a strong relationship with clients. That's a very important in every business.
Undoubtedly. One is communication. You need to have a very strong, clear communication with the client with respect to what you are saying and what you are understanding. Put everything down on Excel. I said that earlier also. Everything should be in writing. There should be a single point of contact. End of the day, if you have multiple people talking to you, there should be one person taking a decision from the client side, one person taking a final decision from your side.
Okay.
Everything should be in writing, as I said. Communication, which includes writing. Number 2, we talk about is ethics, honesty. If you're building something new, because हम जाते हैं client के पास long-term relationship build करने के लिए. These are, end of the day, emotions, and emotions leading to business. So, आप कोई भी नया relationship form करते हो या आगे बढ़ाते हो, always has to be on strong principle, ethics, honesty. These are taken for granted.
Yes, right.
Number 3 is obviously your knowledge,
Okay.
domain knowledge, your experience, the way you handle the entire, how you operate under pressure, the work ethics, आप बोल दो, the work. So these are the 3 main criteria.
सर डोमेन नॉलेज लाइक कैसे हम बढ़ा सकते हैं, क्योंकि इन वेडिंग सेगमेंट हमारे पास में बहुत सारे स्मॉल टास्क रहते हैं, तब जाके एक वेडिंग इवेंट सक्सेसफुली रन होता है. सो हाउ वी जस्ट मतलब इम्प्रूव like domain knowledge?
It's all a matter of SOPs. It's all a matter of learning, reading, experiencing. Um, every project teaches you something. Gari, take a vehicle. A vehicle has got a lot of parts attached to it,
Right.
but when they come together, it's pure. It's like a symphony. You have so many players playing, but when they all get together and they gel, you get pure symphony. Same thing out here. Elements काफी सारे हो, parts काफी सारे हो, players काफी सारे हो, channel partners etc. But when you are experienced, when you are working with the right set of people, with the experience which you garner over the years, it all becomes a part. और कभी आप गलती करते हो as event planners, as wedding planners, you do make mistakes. Humans है after all. I mean, we are talking
Yes, sir.
about humans who are doing all this. पर आप उससे सीखते हो. And if you always keep a plan B and a plan C in hand, आप मिस्टेक करते हो तो उसके पास आपका सोल्यूशन भी सामने रहता है. As event planners, we learn how to be on our feet 24/7. We learn how to think on our feet 24/7. There have been so many times wherein we have worked at a stretch 48 hours, not advisable, but करना पड़ता है, and your brain is still sharp because that work is giving you that dopamine to continue with your work and बढ़ते जाओ करते जाओ.
Sir, share your like something remarkable अभी तक का कि Pawan, that was very good thing for in जब during the event or during the work.
Something happened with me almost 2.5 decades back, which I've not been able to forget. There was this lady, Hina Kausar, का engagement था 31st of January. So the entire team had worked on 31st of December at the Leela Palace. Morning 10 a.m. she was supposed to come. Everything was ready when she came in. She walks in and she says, "Sir, my engagement is cancelled." So obviously felt very bad. सब कुछ ready हो गया रहा है. We were all looking forward to her coming in. But cut forward 6 months, she gives me a call saying that, "Sir, I'm engaged again. When are you free so that I can have my engagement ceremony on that
Okay.
day?" I was blown away. आज तक कोई क्लाइंट हमें फ़ोन करके नहीं पूछता है कि सर आप कब अवेलेबल हो, उसके हिसाब से मैं अपना डेट फिक्स करूँगा. Very nice of her, and the engagement then followed into a wedding. But that's one of the most memorable
Experience. moment
in my life.
Okay, that's really good, sir. Like कोई client आपको again recall करता है, that's a really good moment.
Recall तो बहुत सारे जन किए, वो काफी सारे जन किए. But for someone to give you a call and say कि सर आप जिस दिन अवेलेबल हो उस दिन मैं अपना सेरेमनी रखूंगा, ये ना के बराबर था. तो हमें फोन करके बोला जाता है कि सर ये तारीख हमारी डेट है, आप अवेलेबल हो क्या? आप अवेलेबल नहीं तो मैं किसी और से बात कर लूँगा. या आप 2 या 3 कर सकते हो क्या सेम डे में?
अच्छा.
और am I agreeable to you doing 2 or 3 events on the same day? ये कौन पूछते है कि सर आप फ्री है क्या? कौन से तारीख में आप फ्री हो, आप बताइए, मैं उसके हिसाब से करूँगा. ये this is amazing. I feel blessed.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. Like you are sharing your experience. That's really interesting for our viewers. So share some like tips for wedding planners, event organizer. उनके लिए आप क्या tips देना चाहोगे? That's the last question.
I just mentioned that. I think the same thing. जो आप client को to get a client, what you're same. I'm a wedding planner, and what I'm supposed to. I would suggest the same to all my competitors, to all my friends in the industry, that be the best person the client can hope to get when he reaches out to you. He has expectations. It's a very important day in his or her life. Ensure you live up to that expectation.
Okay.
Everything else will follow.
Sir, thank you so much for giving like valuable insights in this podcast or in this episode. I'm really thankful to you giving your time. Like वो बहुत ज़्यादा important था मेरे लिए.
Thank you for having me over, Pawan.
Okay.
And can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Don't you think it is very important for the audience to know a little more about you also? आप मेरे बारे में तो इतने सारे सवाल पूछ लिए.
Yes.
What about you? आप इस लाइन में कैसे आए? What is your expectation? What is your dream? why did you start this?
So thank you so much for asking me this question. I working in a media, so वहाँ पे जनरली एंकर्स एंड जो भी न्यूज़ एंकर होते हैं वो पूछते हैं लोगों से, तो मैंने उनको कॉपी किया एंड आई जस्ट स्टार्ट माय जर्नी एज अ पॉडकास्टर. मेरे को लाइक लोगों से इंफॉर्मेशनल लेना अच्छा लगता है थोड़ा, एंड दैट्स अ रियली चैलेंजिंग थिंग कि हम लास्ट 3-4 आवर्स से शूट कर रहे हैं एंड आई आस्क एंड आई जस्ट, ये जो स्क्रिप्ट्स हैं हमारे पास में, वी हैव अराउंड 50+ क्वेश्चंस इन दिस स्क्रिप्ट. सो ये क्वेश्चंस रेडी करना, एक कलेक्टिव इंफॉर्मेशन सामने लेके आना, दैट्स अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग फॉर मी. दैट्स व्हाई जो चैलेंजिंग टास्क होते हैं वो हमें करना चाहिए. सो आई स्टार्ट माई जर्नी.
I'm so glad you're doing something like this, because podcast is in a way becoming a future.
Yeah.
Thanks to many cities जहाँ पे you're spending a lot of time on the roads, and if you can have education and if you can learn from the experiences of others, why not? I think you're doing an amazing
And sir,
job.
as soon I start new age learning concept on this channel also, उसमें मैं नए तरीके से आप किस तरीके से सीख सकते हैं कंटेंट क्रिएशन के बारे में, उन चीज़ों के ऊपर मैं फोकस्ड कंटेंट बनाने वाला हूँ.
I think you need an applause, Pawan. You're doing an amazing job.
Okay sir, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you for
Thank you
watching
so
us.
much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy this episode. Have a nice day.